So today we are showing you two leather iPhone cases that we really like. These are both for the iPhone 10 or 10s. The first is by Senna. It's the Bence LeatherSkin case. So let's get this box open and show you why we are really liking this case. So when you open this thing up, you'll notice the packaging. It's nice and sleek. They've included some information here on the leather and instructions on how to put it on the phone. And it's a small thing, but the presentation here does make you feel like you bought a good quality product. So definitely one of the things we really liked about this case was the color. It can be hard to find this tone of medium brown that isn't too red and not too orange and just sits in that range of warm chocolatey brown. The leather is very matte and modern, and the design is minimal. You can tell it's just a really good quality leather that they've used here. So the side buttons on this case are pretty nice. They have this textured edge to it, and it gives it a little bit of character. You might notice before you put it on the case, they feel a little bit plasticky, but that definitely changes once you put it on the phone. You won't notice this at all. So I really like this soft velvety material that they used on the inside. Now obviously once you put it on the phone you never really see this, but just a nice touch and adds to that high-end feel, you know, that if they pay attention to those details, that it feels like a good quality product. They also include this dust bag, and most likely you're never going to use this, but again adds to that high-end feel of the packaging. So let's get this case on the phone and we'll see how it fits and how it looks. So I would highly recommend reading the instructions that they include. Once you do, it pops on really easily. So the case fits the iPhone 10 perfectly. It's nice and tight and literally feels like part of the phone once it's on. The leather just forms to the case and overall just really nice and sleek looking once it's on. So the buttons feel awesome once they're on the case. They definitely don't feel cheap or plasticky at all. They just feel like they're part of the phone now. So definitely, aside from the color, one of the best things that we really liked about this case is that it has this handmade sort of distressed quality to the leather. You can really tell that over time this case is just going to look better and better as it takes the inevitable wear and tear of daily use. And this one even had this little scratch on it, and you can basically just rub that out with your finger and it just wears into the phone. Over time, this phone case is it's gonna be like your favorite old worked-in leather jacket. So just one technical thing about this phone is that it doesn't cover the bottom of the case, so that's just one thing to consider if you're thinking about picking up this case. So the next case that we highly recommend is the Deen Snap On Wallet in saddle. It's also by Senna, and it's also for the iPhone 10 and 10s. So let's open up the box and we'll show you why we chose this particular product. So the first thing, again, that we really liked is the color. It's technically called a different color than the LeatherSkin, but it basically looks almost the same. It's that rich, warm brown tone that is not too red, not too orange, and it's just that perfect mid-brown. It's really nice. So the inside of this case is that same nice velvety texture, which besides looking really nice, it also protects the inside of your phone from scratching. So the buttons are the same as the LeatherSkin as well. They have that textured edge to it that gives it that nice tactile feel as well. It's the same thing that we liked about the LeatherSkin. Once these are on the phone, we know that they don't feel plasticky and they feel like really good quality buttons. So this case has 2 pockets in the back, which you can fit a couple of cards and possibly some cash into, and they're actually a nice detail even when you don't have anything in them. The leather here is same matte finish as the LeatherSkin for a nice modern look, and it feels like just as good quality as the LeatherSkin. There's a small logo here on the side of the case, and it's pretty subtle. It's a tone-on-tone imprint of the Senna logo. Over time, as the phone wears and works in and the leather becomes more distressed, you're barely going to notice this at all. So we'll pop this case onto the iPhone X and see how it looks and fits on the phone. So there's a really easy way to put this case on the phone. If you follow their directions, starting with the 2 top corners, it just snaps on. Literally a second, you have the phone on there. So you'll notice this case, again, it doesn't cover the bottom of the phone, where some other cases do cover the bottom and just leave holes for the speakers and the power cord. This one doesn't, so that's just one thing to consider with both of these cases. The buttons are very solid and they have that same texture, so they have a very chunky, rugged feel that really matches the handmade, distressed feel of the leather. We tried this case on the iPhone X and on the iPhone XS, and both of them fit and fit snugly around the camera as well. So to sum it up, the Deen Snap On Wallet is a great option. If you're going out and you want to leave your wallet at home, you can bring your ID and a credit card and head out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and remember to hit that like button. The iPhone is already a great looking piece of technology, so if you must cover it up, make sure the case looks just as good.